Doing another live from the vehicle. I got Theo in the karate class today, so I am doing another live here. I have a couple things though that I wanted to bring in with me today to show you guys uh, some of the stuff I have. So we're gonna wait and see who comes in, and we'll see what happens here. Welcome to the judge. So yeah, I got a couple baits and stuff like that, and talk to you guys about some things coming up. Got a lot of fishing and everything coming up soon. Some live fishing and some stuff like that. So just want to see who pops in here. We'll give it a couple minutes, and I'm in a parking lot. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. So just want to make sure you guys can hear me. So when somebody gets in here, please give me the thumbs up or let me know what is going on. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. The sun's right here in my face here, so we're gonna see who shows up and who don't, and start talking about some of the stuff. So I'm just looking at some of the stuff that I have here. So we got one person in here. I don't know who it is yet, but if you're in here, I don't know who you are yet. Make a comment. Let me know if my audio is okay and the video is okay. I got a little bit of sun in my eyes, so it's hard to see the chat a little bit until that goes down in here. But Peter sends, what's up? Thank you for coming in, Phil. I appreciate you, man. I haven't talked to you in a while. I haven't seen you out there. I have watched your videos, though, that you've been putting out. So, Weed, what's up, brother? Hey, is my audio okay in my video? I got my truck running, and I didn't want it setting it up on my Bluetooth. I have my DJI mics in, but I wanted to make sure that the truck wasn't interfering. 5x5, bro. Okay, so you're good. We're good with the audio and video. Cool. I got a couple new baits, as you can tell from the thumbnail. Yes, sir. Awesome. Good. Thank you guys for coming in. We got 3 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a lot. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been doing a couple of these lives from my vehicle now because I dropped my son off at karate, but I stay here. So instead of me sitting here looking on my phone and doing stuff and sitting here being bored, I figured I'd go live with you guys to show you guys a little bit of what I do, my life a little bit, running around. I came home right from work today. Hey, what's up, Hunting and Stuff? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys. Is my audio loud? I don't know if it's too loud or not. Maybe I can talk a little bit lower. But my gain, I don't know if my gain's too high or not. I get a little antsy with my audio. I just like to have good audio. All right, sounds good to you. Good. But yeah, I got some baits. But yeah, so I came home right from work. I had to change a thermostat in my sister's vehicle, so I changed that out. And then I ran up, got antifreeze, got some oil for her vehicle, came back. My wife was coming home, but she was supposed to. Hey, what's up, Chris? Thanks for coming in, brother. I appreciate you. So she wasn't going to make it. I had to drive my daughter over to softball practice. And then I came here. Travels and Gardening, what's up, DJ? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys. So then I finally got here with about 5 minutes to spare. And then Theo just went in a little bit ago, and I pulled up here to hang out, and I did want to do the live. I'm going to start doing these like I told you last time I was doing this. I think I did 2 of these so far. I really like doing these in the car with you guys because I'm bored in the car sitting here like looking on my phone and stuff. Usually I'll look at other channels and things like that, but I wanted to show you guys what I do and how I'm doing things. But as you've seen on the thumbnail, I'm really excited. I never fished this way before, okay? Now, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. Why the vertical view? I do the vertical view from the trucks and things. There's certain things that the vertical view is a little more up close and personal. It goes out to more people because there's a vertical and a live feed now, and you can get more people looking at your channel that way than instead of like a studio live, like the horizontal. There's certain things when you have guests and things. I like to do the studio live, and when you're having people up. But when you're like doing this, like in a car, or you're trying to do an ad, it's almost like a short. It gets fed to the shorts. Not that anybody from the shorts feeds come over and really watch your long form, but it goes out to more people in the vertical live. So that's why I do this style of vertical. It's a little more up close and personal. I'm trying to do that on my channel this year. I'm trying to do that with my videos, and I'm doing more of these things just to get to know you guys, you know what I do, and get to know me a little better. I just like to be on a little more personal level on my channel than just showing you fishing and hunting and that's it, and you don't know nothing about me. So this is why I'm doing it, and I like to, talk to you guys and hang out with you guys this way. So, well, so I've never fished these big swim baits before. Okay, I don't know if any of you guys have or whatever. Now I'm going to show you one bait first before I do that, but I am familiar with this one. Um, but what I wanted to do is I've been watching Ben Milliken, and dude is a beast on swim baits. Like I believe he's one of the. I know there's a lot of swim baiters out there. There's a couple of old school people that are doing swim baits now, but like Chris Zaldane and things like that. These professional fishermen are throwing swim baits and everything. But man, yeah, it's definitely it gets. I'll get back into this, but yeah, this is a live. This goes to a live vertical feed and a shorts feed. The verticals, but the horizontals don't. The horizontals are just, but they're still got to be published before you get your views. So like even the verticals and everything, you can get 500 views, and it'll show it on my channel. I get 500 views, but when it's published, that's what counts. But when you're monetized, you don't really you care. You want the views and the watch time for sure. But hunting and stuff. What's up? Hunting and stuff with J and J. Hunting and stuff. Indiana Chris. We have the local that kills the bass on swim baits, 6, 5, and 8 pounders. Yeah. So I just like to. This goes out to more people. Beast. I've been following him for a while. I can't stop watching his content. He's a pretty awesome dude. He's a YouTuber like all of us, and he made it to the professionals, man, because he knows his stuff. And he does the forward facing sonar. I know a lot of people don't like the forward facing sonar and all that good stuff. I don't have forward facing sonar. I'd like to get it. Hey, Fishhead, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. You've been getting some smallies, cool. So he does those, and he's a beast at it, dude. Like he knows so much. He does so many. If you don't watch Ben Milliken or don't and subscribe to him, just subscribe to him. He's a big YouTuber, but he's a professional bass fisherman. He made it from YouTube, and I believe he just made his way into the business that way. Very, very business savvy, very smart guy. I love his content. I like listening to all the information that he has, and he is the swim bait beast, like beast. Like I think he's one of the best swim bait guys out there, if not the best guy out there. So I started dabbling in a little bit, and I'm watching him, and I'm seeing how he's fishing. Now I don't have the forward-facing sonar. I know that helps, but these swim baits, you don't need the forward-facing sonar. You can just throw them out there, and Milliken sometimes he's good at what he does for sure. Yeah, he is. So so the first one that I got, I wanted to do a because I like crankbaiting. I've always liked crankbaiting. I got the Crush 250 MD from 6 cents. This is the citrus shad. So that's pretty self-explanatory. This thing here, 6 cents, mid to deep range cranking, um, 7 to 11 feet with less drag. This bait maximizes our strike zone. It's got the nickel hooks and everything on it. So 6 cents makes some great baits, and I believe Ben Milliken is part owner of that company now or something like that. But they're really, really banging on these swim baits now, and I think Ben Milliken is a big reason for that. So, but this crankbait here, it's just a normal crankbait. I'm going to use that. I really like it. I like their color patterns and everything like that. They have great hooks on it. So we're going to try that one out. So that's one of the baits that I have, but that's not why I'm excited. That's not a square bill. That's a little deeper diver. I have a bunch of square bills too, but I wanted to show you what I got. I got two of the hangovers. Okay, it comes in a. They gave me a 6 cents bag, which is really cool. They have like these. Okay, sorry, that was a phone call from John. Sorry about that. Um, but I got the hangovers. These swim baits right here, 6.25, 6.25 inches. The hangovers. These are the Ben Millikens Hang Overs. These are just look awesome. This is the Gizzard Gold color right here. I don't know if you can see it probably better that way. The Gizzard Gold color. That's okay, John. Sorry, buddy. I didn't call you back because I was so busy. I had to change the thermostat in my sister's car and everything today, so I was going to call you after this. But here, this is a swim bait. I think John would like swim using these down here in Florida. For this to be on top water, but this is a top hook. It isn't. It's a line through bait. I got the Gizzard Gold here. It has the treble on the top, not on the bottom, so it doesn't catch on the weeds, which that was Ben Millikens' design, I believe. It's the top hook design. And then this is the 4K. This is the 4K bluegill right here. And they're 6.25 inches. So I'm going to throw these. Now, they have bigger ones, but up here in PA, I was afraid to throw them big ones because I think I'm going to scare the bass away. So I went with the smaller ones, and I'm new to it. I'm new to the swim bait game, these big ones. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've been doing a lot of research, watching videos on how to fish these. So I'm going to start fishing these swim baits for sure. Now, on here, it's really cool. They give you they recommend a rod, heavy action rod. The line is 20 to 25 pound test, 50 to 60 pound braid. It's a line through. It's got the hook. It comes with the hook up top, and it is a top hook, and it also has at the bottom right here, if you can see this, it has a bottom where you can add another hook to it. So if you're fishing this in open water, you can add another treble or something down at the bottom of this, so you can have two hooks on it, which is really, really cool. So I'm really anxious to get to use these baits. But yeah, the Gizzard Gold and the 4K bluegill is what I got right now. They have a bunch of cool colors also. I'm quiet. Had to turn the volume up. Okay. So all that fluff and stuff, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't hit that like button, please do so. So yeah, so that is the Ben Millikens Hang Over line through swim baits, guys. I'm gonna start using these a lot. So we're gonna see these on some of my videos. And now, just to talk about these, like they have way bigger ones. I mean, they got some huge ones, 10 inches and all that stuff. You know, even I think 8s, 10s, and they claim that the bigger, just from me learning and watching the videos, the bigger baits will call up big fish, and they'll follow them in, almost like a musky type deal. Now I don't have forward facing sonar, so a lot of people use these on forward facing sonar, but I was watching Milliken fishing with them, and he was explaining like you don't have to, you could beat the banks up with these. Thank you. Take a drink from the bottle. Thank you, John. I appreciate that, man. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I have some smaller swim baits in the bleeding shad patterns. I've been pretty good producers for bass and walleye. Yeah, and they claim, you know, like they said, I may get forward facing sonar, but yeah, me trying to ask the wife for, you know, $3,000 to $4,000 for forward facing sonar, I don't think so right now. You know what I mean? No, not from Temu. I don't buy anything from Temu, Fluff. I made the mistake of doing Temu a while ago, and I don't buy anything from there. Yeah, that is my spittoon now. I drank all the water. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Thanks for coming in. But I appreciate all you guys coming in. As soon as the sun goes down, I'll be able to see better. I don't know if that'll work. Nah, that don't work. So, but anyway, so I'm learning these swim baits, and I wanted to show you guys because I was excited to get them. 6 Cents, great company. Ben Millikens is an awesome, awesome YouTuber, and he, like I said, he made it big time. He made it big time. He's fishing on the Bass Pro, the Bass Elite, or Bass Masters, and he is doing well at it as well. You know what I mean? So I wanted, and these are the smaller ones, and they claim you could beat up the banks with them and fish them. So I'm going to fish points and things with these in deeper water and see. And then there is three different sink rates to these also. There's slow sinking, medium sinking, and fast sinking. And these are both medium sinking because from what Ben was saying on his channel and things like that, the medium is the most versatile one that they have. So he said if you're starting out, you should probably get the medium because you can fish at any depth. It just take a little longer. There's a sink rate on them, and I can't remember what the sink rates are. They don't really have them on there. But this is a 2.7 ounce. These are 2.7 ounces. So we're going to see how they work, and I'm going to put them on my channel. Maverick, what's up, man? Thanks, man. Hey, Maverick, well, I go live all the time fishing. You should go check out my my past video that I just did on Sunday. I did a live, and I caught a couple bass on the frog live fishing this past Sunday. So go check it out, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it already. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, and share me out if you can. But yeah, so I'm just excited about these lures. It's something new to me. I just wanted to tell you because I never fished them, and it's going to be all new. So bear with me whenever we're doing videos with them and stuff like that. I don't know what we're going to catch on them. I don't know if the bass in my lake are big enough to eat these things. I know they are in Florida, but I don't know how what's going to happen up in my lake with them for them. But it's going to be fun. I'm going to try them definitely. I'll have one probably tied on, and eventually. Thank you, Maverick. I appreciate that. And eventually, if anybody wants to share their links, so Maverick can pick you up as well. Can't use treble hooks around here. Way too grass. Yeah. Now the treble hook though, John, is up on top of the bait. So if you're twitching this and you're on top of the water, that hook might be all right. That's what I was thinking anyway. And he did that on purpose to go over the grass and things like that. He put a line through. A lot of the line throughs are at the bottom, but he gives you an extra ring down here that you can put another hook on if you want to. But if it's grassy, weedy, or whatever, I would keep that on top. You might be okay if you could bring it across the top of that grass. Anyway. Oh, they were talking rattle traps. Okay, sorry. I didn't see that. As soon as the sun goes down here, I'm like right in the sun. I picked the worst spot to do a live. Usually I'm back down there behind a tree. So, hey, Stuart, what's up, buddy? So, yeah, so that's my 6 cents Ben Millikens Hang Over breakthrough. I pulled the trigger and I'm starting now. I believe these were like $13. Now they have way more expensive ones than this. They go up to. I mean, I looked at the Swimbait market, like Swimbait Underground and stuff like that. I mean, they have Swimbaits out there like $250 for hard baits and things like that. And I'm not into that yet, but I'm gonna try these out for sure. And this might be, if I catch some fish and I want to see the size of the fish that we're catching on these, or if I'm going to scare all the fish in the lake away with them. So it's going to be interesting. So that's just I'm adding something new to my arsenal. Is the 6 cents Ben Millikens Hang Over series line through Swimbait. So that's pretty cool. So John, I did have a kid email me. I think his last name was Creed. And he wanted to fish against me this Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. We were going to do a live, the off the hook challenge, but he said that where he was fishing, he was going to fish with his dad. And I told him we needed permission from your parents. I think he's 16, but man, he showed me some pictures of some monster bass. I was nervous fishing against this kid. And he said that he'd be out fishing with his dad on Saturday, but then he emailed me back and said that he tried to do a StreamYard there and he wasn't getting real good. Yeah, they work just fine. The bruisers, the 1.50 super swimmers. Yeah, they're a nice bait. So he said that he don't get real good signal from where he was, so he wants to do it next week. And I said sure. I said whatever. So I'm still looking for somebody to go against this weekend. I'm going up. I'm off Friday this weekend. So I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be up there Thursday evening up at the lake. So if anybody wants to do an off the hook challenge this weekend, please email me at tedpolanowskijr@gmail.com. It's free to enter, and we're going to go fishing for bass. It's going to be a 2-hour session. We'll get on a little early to explain to the people what we're doing. Yeah, there's nothing. Hey, it isn't. It's just for bragging rights and having fun, man. And it gives me a chance to fish with you guys. Like I can't be there on your boat to fish with you, and you can't be here on the boat to fish with me. So it's just a way to get out there and just have some fun. You know, get to know some people, do some fishing. You know, we're all YouTubers. We can't travel around the world and do that. We don't have time, but we can spend some time together on live stream. You know, all you got to be able to do is live stream through StreamYard and get signal where you're at. And you can fish with live bait. You can fish from the bank, a kayak, an inner tube, an airplane, wherever you want to fish from. For bass only though, because that's strictly what I go for is bass and muskie. But we're not going to go muskie because that could be kind of boring. But we may do that too eventually. But we can do stipulations at times. You know what I mean? Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. You know, we can pick what we want to do. Do we want to pick the biggest bass of the day? Do we want to pick the most bass? Total inches, total weight. There's all kinds of stuff we can do. And then as I start getting into this more and more and fishing with other people, we could start putting stipulations on like swim baits only, bladed baits, top water, buzz baits, you know, Senkos, wacky style, soft plastic, jigs, swim baits. There's all kinds of stuff we can do on that. And I just need some people to pull the trigger and do it with me. You know, nobody's pulled the trigger yet. This kid was 16. He did, but he don't get signal. So he said next week he's fishing another lake. And like I said, I told him, you know, hey, I need your dad's permission and all that. He said he'll be on the boat fishing with his dad to go live. So I said, okay, cool. And then they said that he couldn't get real good signal, so he didn't want to come on and have to keep getting cut off. But yeah, guys, it's not about, you know, it's free to enter. You get to win a prize if you beat me. If you beat me, it's nothing. It's the fun of it. If I beat you, I get bragging rights. You beat me, you win a prize and you get bragging rights. But it's all fun, you know. Maybe you have somebody cheering for you. Hopefully there's somebody cheering for me, and we go out and just fish live and have fun. And it's not going to be all day. It's going to be a 2-hour session, which I think is plenty for us to get some fish and just not, you know, not live stream for 4 or 5 hours like some people do. And it's fun. I just think it's something different. Nobody does that, and I wanted to do something different. I did steal that idea off of Scott Martin. That was one of my favorite fishermen, Scott Martin. He always does a Scott Martin challenge, and what he does is he invites professional anglers onto his boat with him, and they fish under certain stipulations. And they have like a trophy that they give away. Excuse me. They have a trophy that they give away, and so I thought, man, that would be awesome to do on my channel. You know, we get out there, get a couple people fishing. You know, you start to get that rivalries built. You know what I mean? You have, I beat you one time, you beat me. We, you know, or whatever, and it would be a fun time, I think, and it would be interesting for people to watch. And I think Al from the American Anglers Network, he really liked that idea with me doing that as well. So we may be doing some of that. Roland, yeah, Roland's a character. John knows Roland Martin, his father. But yeah, so you know, I just wanted to do something different. We do have the one bait challenge going on right now. I think everybody just about received their baits, so we're just waiting for everybody to turn in their videos, and we got to announce a date, John. So you and I will talk about what date how long we're gonna give the people to make their videos. So we'll be announcing that real soon, and then John's gonna make a highlight video of all the videos. He's gonna take some highlights out of the videos and make a video out of it, and then we're gonna do a live stream, we don't know if the live stream is going to be the voting video or if we're going to do the highlight video being the voting video. But the live stream will have all of the links in it, and probably John's highlights will have all the links of the videos in it as well. So I recommend you go watch the whole video before you vote. But the highlights will be on the video that John makes. So, hey, Dave, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot for coming in. I'm just waiting for my son to come out of karate. So I figured I'd do a live, and then I'm showing some of the new baits that I got here, the Ben Millikens Hang Overs. I think they're awesome. I don't know, they got some pretty cool names with their baits out there. And this is a top hook design, so it's a FFS series. So, and this 4K bluegill is a really cool color. It's got a little bit of the chartreuse on the tail there. And then they got the gizzard shad, the gold gizzard. That's a really cool color too. So I'm anxious to start throwing these. So, but yeah, let's get into some of the. And it comes with a cool 6 cents bag, a little satchel there they give you. So I'll put them away for now until somebody wants to see them. We can show them again. We'll put them down here. But I am in my truck doing this live. That's why I was going vertical. We had some questions about the vertical lives, but yeah, there's a couple different feeds in it. Nice fish, but I'm sorry, it looks like the SpongeBob news reporter. It looks like the SpongeBob news reporter. Yeah, I mean that these things here, man, are like supposedly the ticket, man. These swim baits, it's like a big craze right now with the swim baits in the fishing industry. So, and it's pretty popular right now. So I wanted to try it, and we'll see what happens. So, but yeah, this just to give you a little heads up on what's going on with me. I'm off Friday this weekend, so I'm heading up to the lake Thursday after work. I'm heading straight up. My parents will be up there. I put the new batteries and charger in the boat. That video is coming out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to pop over to my channel and check that premiere out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Off Talk Outdoors, I'm going to show you how I rigged my batteries in series. I took the old batteries out, put some new batteries in, and then I put the NOCO battery charger in, which is awesome. That's like the best charger you can get on the market, I believe. And name thieves are bad. Oh, like using the new stuff? Yeah, for sure. Wannabe, what's up, Matt? Thanks for coming in, man. But yeah, so I'll be up there Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if anybody, like I said, wants to fish the off the hook challenge, get a hold of me. We'll schedule a day and a time, and we'll go ahead and do that. That'll be great. I think that'll be fun. And then next week, the whole week, my family's up from this Thursday all the way past the 4th of July. I got to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna stay up there Sunday night. I'm gonna commute straight to work Monday. Come back up Monday night. Probably fish Monday evening. Then go back to work Tuesday morning from the lake house. And then I'm probably gonna come home Tuesday because I got to go look at a job that I got to do for a lady. I'm gonna look at a job Tuesday. I'll probably come home, cut the grass, cut my rental property grass, stay home Tuesday night, and then go to work Wednesday, and then go up Wednesday and stay there Wednesday. And I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'll be up there that whole weekend for that too. So there'll be plenty of time to do the off the hook challenge, plenty of time for fishing. I'm going to be doing a bunch of lives coming up here. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, and please turn on all your notifications because we're going to be going live a bunch of times this next week or two, a bunch of times for 4th of July, like in that time frame. So definitely, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Share us out. We really do appreciate that. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming. I'm going to be cutting some videos also this week and next week, so I'll have some fishing videos for you guys. Hopefully, I'll be getting these swim baits out there and hopefully catching some and having a video for you on them as well. Bad storm rolling in down here now. Just made power blink. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's nice out today. It was like 83 today, which was beautiful. Um, so at work today, it's nice and cool. We don't have that humidity anymore. So the humidity is gone. So, but yeah, man, it's gonna be on here in the next 2 weeks. There's a lot of fishing content coming on. A lot of fishing content. So, if like I said, if you haven't subscribed, you're gonna wanna. Well, if you like my channel, I'm not making you subscribe, but please consider doing so and hit that notification bell to all so you can be alerted whenever we do that. There'll be some giveaways and things like that. I'm probably going to do also a thank you, either live or video, up from the lake. And I have these two little packages that I'm giving away, like a thank you video, and they're really neat. I've never seen these before, but I picked them up last week, and I'm going to give them away to some of the subscribers in the live or in the video, whoever comments. You found the humidity? Yeah, it's not here anymore. It's not here, so it's beautiful right now. I love it. So, does anybody have any questions on anything like the one bait challenge or the off the hook challenge? Does anybody have any questions on it, or does anybody have any fishing questions I can answer? Let you know anything about my channel that you'd want to know. Uh, I'm here to answer. I'm here for another hour or so, waiting for my son, at least another 45 minutes. So if you guys have any questions or want to talk about anything, please put it in the chat, and we will talk about it, guys, for sure. I caught a bass this weekend on my Bandito bug. I've been using the Bandito bugs a lot too, and it worked this weekend for sure. You don't want to win the package. Yeah, but they're pretty neat. They're neat. I never seen them before, so I picked two of them up, and I'm going to be giving them away in a thank you video to all the followers and subscribers, and that I do a lot of giveaways and things like that. So that's another reason why you could subscribe to check out the. I do a lot of bait giveaways and things like that. Check out my website, offthehookoutdoors.us. I make baits as well, so go over there, check them out, buy some baits. It all helps support the channel. So I wanted to say thank you for John giving me that $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much, or super sticker. So I appreciate that. We have the one bait challenge rolling right now. So hopefully some people make some videos. They got to tag Small Water Charters and myself off the Hook Outdoors. And then we'll have that. And then we will be coming out with a deadline date for the videos. So that'll be very soon here. We'll be coming up with them. And I'm going to be up at the lake, like I said, for the next 2 weeks a lot. So there'll be a lot of stuff coming from up at the lake, a lot of lives. Probably that thank you video will be coming out, or the thank you live. We'll see what happens. There'll be a lot of live fishing as well. So you pay attention to pH or barometric pressure in moon phase when considering what techniques to use when fishing. Yeah, I don't consider the barometric pressure as much as the moon and all that, but when there's a full moon out and it's out during the day, I love throwing frogs and top water in the middle of the day. That seems like it's a pretty good time to throw them. Yeah, that's coming from Indiana, Chris. The barometric pressure, yeah, if it's rising, dropping, if that's moving, it's usually a good time. Usually when it's dropping, though, is when they get all tucked up under the wood and the cover. So if a storm's coming in, it's dropping. They're either going to feed before that, it'll be really good, and then during the storm, it sort of stops. When it's rising, when the storm moves out and the pressure is it's lifting, then it's another good time. But usually when a storm's coming in, they'll feed, and then right before it, they get tucked up under the cover and things like that. I like to go hit the heavy cover. If there's a cold front that comes in, they're usually tucked up under the cover. If there's like a temperature difference in the water, if it's like say 76 degrees today, and there's a cold front that comes in and drops the temperature a couple of degrees, they'll tuck up underneath some stuff and sort of get jaw locked. They still got to eat though, so if you're throwing at them, you can catch them. But the pH, I don't pay attention to pH at all. The fish are in the water. I mean, they can't come out of the water because the pH is too high. They can't, but they can get lockjaw. But I never really heard of anything bad about pH. Like I don't see any of these fishermen talking about pH levels and dropping and rising and all that, because pH, I don't think that really affects them as much. Like what affects the pH? Rain? You know what I mean? I mean, the fish are in the water. It's like saying the fish don't like rain. The fish are wet. If they're in the water, when it rains, they don't dislike it. It doesn't affect them as much. Now, the barometric pressure and the storm front coming in does, but rain doesn't affect them. I've caught some monster bass in the rain. At least considered monster in my area. You know what I mean? And up New York. I mean, my sister, I had her on what they call citation fish. I think it's 23 inches. It's a citation fish. And I got her 2 of them in one day on a top prop in the pouring down rain. She wanted to leave. I was like, no, we're not leaving. And we fished in the rain, and she caught her 2 biggest bass ever and got an award from New York. And that was during the rainstorm. Rain and creeks washing in food in different pH happens at the mouth of the creek. Yeah, I guess the pH levels will rise, and it will. I guess that means the rainwater is washing into the lake, so right around the mouth of the creek, it's changing. But I've never, like I said, I've never heard of bass fishermen talk about pH. Maybe some of the scientific people or really hardcore people, but like professional fishermen and things like that. I've really never heard like announcers or anything, or when they're really talking about it, is talking about pH levels. I've never heard of that. I mean, I know there's pH. I mean, I have my CPO license for pool, for work and everything, so I know about pH and things, but I've never really heard of pH affecting the bass or fish in any way, really. So that's if it is, I can look it up and check it out. I'll Google it and check it out and do some research on the pH just because I'm curious now about the pH if it does affect it. But I don't think it really makes or breaks the fishing day, a pH level. Yeah, for sure. You lost internet. Okay, John, we have a pH question, buddy. Have you ever heard of people talking about like fishing and like pH levels affecting fish? I've never really heard of the pH levels. I know it'll change in the lake and everything, but I've never really heard about how like bass fishermen fishing pH levels. Like if a pH level changes, does that affect the fishing or anything like that? I've really never followed that, but I am curious about it, so I will check that out, Chris, for sure since you mentioned it. So I'm gonna look. I'll probably look at it tonight. Now that's the kind of person I am. I'll go in and I'll research pH levels and how it affects bass fishing or fishing. Period. Any other questions we got going on here? Show my baits again. 6 cents hangover. Ben Millikens Hang Over. That's awesome. Show both sides of it. Let's see. I've heard of it. Have a lot of fertilizer runoff that messes with the pH. I never worry about it. At least I don't think so. Yeah, and that's something you just brought up. Something that really affects our lake as well. We have a lot of farmland up at our lake, and when people are planting and they're fertilizing, and we get the runoff in the lake, it just jump starts the weeds. They spray the weeds at our lake. I don't think they sprayed recently because this weekend I was up there and it looked good, man. It was like we had the bright green grass on top, we had the cheese, we had the browns, we had the yellows, we had the bright green. So it looked really good. And usually when they spray, it's usually all brown. But I like the green stuff because of the oxygen levels. Like I fish that. I believe the green weeds are better than the dead brown weeds. The fish will be in the high oxygen areas more than they would with the brown. That means there's less oxygen in there. So I think the bigger fish find those better areas, which is highly oxygenated. I'm using a big word there, but I think that I definitely fish that for sure. So the oxygen levels in the lake definitely help. If you can find the good weeds, and I mean the green weeds. But we get a lot of runoff from farms down there, and when we get the fertilizer into the lake, man, it creates an algae bloom. It'll be that pea soup, and then it'll create the weeds. Yeah, put off the CO2, the carbon dioxide for sure. And fish, I don't think like that, hanging out in those areas that well. So, but yeah, the runoff is definitely a thing up at our place as well. And you'll see the weeds just blow up from the fertilizer being in the lake, which really affects the fishing for sure. I mean, I like weeds, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it could be too weedy when I can't move my trolling motor in some of the weeds, and I'm not afraid to take it back into the weeds either. We've already push pulled through stuff. When John and I were talking about him push pulling not too long ago, sometimes that's what you got to do. But everybody always says, "Why do you take your boat in all that mucky area?" I'm like, "That's where the fish are." What's up, Kevin? Thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming in. Hit that like button if you haven't. So yeah, so that there's a lot of factors in fishing. Some people just disregard certain things and don't care about it. Uh, Wind is another big thing, a factor for me. When I fish, I always pay attention to the wind. I think that's one of the keys. It could be too windy and it could really ruin your day. It can affect your fishing techniques, what you're doing. Like this past weekend, I was frog fishing and the wind was blowing, so my tripod got knocked over. My camera almost went into the lake again, and that happened trout fishing, and I had to send my mites back in to get fixed. So that wasn't good. But the wind definitely affects fishing and how you fish and the techniques that you're using for fishing. Yes, wind moves bait fish. Okay, so you look for cleaner water, and then you basically fish those color lines too. I've done that as well. We've done that in Kentucky for muskie and bass around here. You get that color line, that different. You got the muddy color, like when there's a lot of boats on the lake. The waves hitting the shoreline will create 30, 40 yards of a mud line, and then you'll see the different colors. You'll see the brown, you'll see the grays and the greens in the lake, and those color lines are really good areas to fish as well. But my key thing, I think, for my style of fishing, is because I'm a shallow water fisherman, and that's why I got these swim baits to sort of broaden my horizons in a way. I'd like to move a little deeper at times when it's really hot out. Because when it's really hot out, I move to shallow water. I mean, I'm always in shallow water because the fish are in shallow water. Now, you got your deep water bass, you got your short water is what I call it, your short water bass, and whenever you find cover, there's fish there, no matter what time of the year, there's fish there. But there are they claim that the big ones go out to deeper water and hang out there. I've caught big fish in shallow water in 90-degree weather in the middle of summer in 3 foot of water, 2 foot of water, 1 foot of water. It just depends. When there's a cold front, we want to go to the warmer water. That's shallow usually. So I'm a shallow water fisherman. That's just what I am. But I'm trying to get into your power fisherman. Yep, it's going to happen, or it won't. Yep, I believe that for sure, John. You guys are always throwing and moving. I'm a shallow water fisherman for frogs. I flip a lot, and I use the Senkos. I'm like finesse as well, so I have like a couple different styles. I don't know if frog fishing is considered power fishing or not, but I do. I think I do a lot of frogging with the thick, nasty stuff, and I do edge fishing with the finesse. So I'm both a finesse fisherman and maybe a power fisherman. I don't know, but flipping's power. I know that. Frog fishing, I guess, is considered. I don't know. I guess you can consider that power fishing or finesse fishing as well because you're slowly moving it. But then when you get a hold of one, you got to get them out of there. Power fishing is frog fishing, yeah. So I guess I'm both a finesse fisherman and power, but I'm not out in that deep water fishing at all. And that's why I got these swim baits to start trying to do that, just to try to get better at doing that in deeper water. So when we do have the hot days and we're fishing inshore, in the cheese and stuff for frogs, then yeah, I know, John, you really do finesse fish, but you don't need to do anything else. You do great at what you do, and it's working. So I wouldn't change it for sure. I mean, you're catching 6, 7, 8 pound bass on a regular, so that's pretty damn good in my eyes. But getting back to the wind, wind is a big thing, I think, for John and myself. And John, if you haven't watched Small Water Charge, anybody in here, if you guys haven't checked out Small Water Charge, you got to go over there and check them out. They are some. Lindy and John will catch fish, and they catch fish. And I'm not talking they're catching 2, 3 pounders. They do that, they're like nothing. They'll boat flip a 4 or 5 pounder like nothing. They're catching 5, 6, 7, 8 pound fish on a regular basis. It's really exciting to watch them fish. I enjoy watching them fish, and I enjoy going down with them. They're great people. If you guys haven't picked up Small Water Charters, please go over and do yourself a favor and sub to their channel, because John is one of the best editors in our community, I believe. He makes videos, and he puts his heart and soul into these videos. And believe me, everything he puts into that video, there's a meaning behind it. So when you're watching his videos, look what's going on in the video and listen to the music. That's just a little pointer. There's a reason for everything in John's videos. And I really enjoy it, and I believe you'll enjoy watching his videos as well. I mean, I believe he's top-notch. Editing skills are unbelievable, off the charts. He could, if you give him your video and it's a bad video, I guarantee he would turn that into a great video for you. That's how good of an editor he is and how much I respect him in editing. He puts his time in. He knows what he's doing, and it's very enjoyable to watch. So if you haven't subscribed to him, go over and subscribe for sure. There's his link right there, man. All tells a story. Yeah, and John is very, very good at, hey, fishing time, let's go. John is very good at telling a story, and believe me, there is meaning behind just about everything that he's doing in these videos. When he's putting a song in there, there's a reason why that song's in there. I'm talking, he fine tunes it so much that when he catches a fish, there might be a word in that song that's describing what's going on in that video. So you got to listen to the lyrics and watch the video at the same time, and just listen and see, and you'll see what I mean. Like he's really good at what he's doing. His timing's impeccable. I mean, it's like when he's doing things and you hear this music and everything, it all goes together, and there's a reason for it all, man. So it's really cool. Hey, Mom, thanks for coming in. I'm just waiting for Theo to get out of karate. So, and I showed some of my new swim baits, Mom. Check out these big suckers. And these are small, but we're going to be using them this week. So my mom and dad will be going up Thursday. I'll be going up Thursday. The kids and my wife are coming up Friday. So I'll have Thursday night to get some stuff together up or get stuff ready. And then, excuse me, I'm tired, guys. I watched a hockey game last night. Stayed up late watching a hockey game. So Florida won. Congratulations to the Florida Panthers for making history. I'm sure John's happy. I don't know if he's into hockey, but Florida's on the map now in the hockey world. They got they won the Stanley Cup last night. Great game. I was actually rooting for Edmonton, John, so I apologize about that. But Gretzky was my favorite player, so Edmonton has a little place in my heart. But it was cool that Florida won because it was the first time. So, and they almost lost it though. Winning the Yankee game. Yeah, for sure. So, but let's get back to the wind part, because I really base a lot of my fishing style off of the wind. Wind is very, very important to me in my fishing style. If you go back to the live that I did this Sunday, it's called Bass. It just says Bass Fishing Live. Go over to that. You'll see the first half hour I pull up into the muck and all the pads and everything, and I'm fishing, and I didn't play the wind when I first pulled in, and I pulled in and I had the wind blowing us around, and I'm throwing, and that wind is pulling your line, and it's pulling that frog across them mats unnaturally, and I wasn't catching anything. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to set up with the wind at my back and throw these mats and things like that, which helped out a lot. And then I started playing the deeper water with the transition, with the green and brown mats and the deeper water. And when I moved to those areas, all right, Chris, and then when I moved to those areas, I put 3-3-pounders in the boat, and then I caught a small one on a Senko and stuff like that. But just doing that little bit of a change because of the wind, you might not think the wind matters, but the fish are usually facing the wind. So, just remember that if you're boat fishing, set up your boat control and boat placement is a big thing in fishing. A lot of people think you're just floating out on the water, throwing anywhere, and you're going to catch fish. That couldn't be farther from the truth. You got to know your boat placement and what's going on. Play the wind. Sometimes the sun even plays a big deal. Like keeping the sun at your back and having that shadow. If you're flipping mats and things like that, I know musky fishing, it hurts you. When the sun's at your back and you're casting a shadow on the water in front of you and you're musky fishing, those muskie see you. You'll see people use a lot of the opaque colors like the greens and the blues and things. I always tried to wear a blue shirt to match the sky. If the sky was bluebird skies, I'd have a blue shirt on. If it was overcast, I'd have a gray shirt on when we would musky fish. Yeah, you'll be looking like the Beverly Hillbillies for sure. You always do. When we go to the beach, you're always, I don't know, Daddy he's always packing up everything. He has a bunch of stuff. I'm surprised you guys don't tie stuff to the roof. But, yeah, so the wind is a big deal. Boat placement, wind, big, big deal in fishing, especially for me. It's a big part of what I do. I play the wind a lot. And I know John, he sort of on that same playing field as I am with the weeds and everything and how he fishes and his style. He's not thrown into the wind much, I'm sure. it just makes for a rough day. You're thrown into the wind. If you're throwing crosswind and that wind is blowing that line, it's blowing that bait to the side where you're not getting the right action on it. That can hurt you as well. So there's a lot of things to consider when you're thrown in the wind. Put it to your back. Try to keep the sun at your face. Believe it or not, casting shadows on the mats and things can hurt you. I know it does in musky fishing. I've had muskie follow my lure until they seen our shadow, and boom, they're gone. So I've seen it in action that the shadows casting on the water will definitely hurt you for sure, especially musky fishing. So, and I'm sure it doesn't help in bass fishing. Now, when you're throwing a frog out, 30, 40, 50 yards out there, your shadow doesn't matter as much when you're thrown farther away. But when you're flipping pads and flipping mats, those shadows will definitely hurt you for sure. So that's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not the professional fisherman. I just fish a lot, but I'm just telling you what works for me and what I do and what I've noticed because I'm out on the water a lot. And in the summer I'm out a lot on the water. So, but yeah, guys, anybody take a chance, man. Let's do some fishing. Let's do the off the hook challenge this week coming up. We'll schedule something and we'll get out on the water and have fun for sure. I know John's itching to fish against me, and I know Lindy is too. I fear that day, but I'll do it. I've been getting by the seat of my pants right now because I don't think Donkeyland they can get signal. So I really, if I'm fishing against John at Donkeyland, I think it's going to be probably numbers. I'm not going to go with inches, and I'm not going to go with ponds. I'm going to ask John to try to be kind to me, and at least go for total bass or something, and maybe I can outfish him with numbers instead of quality, I should say. Maybe quantity would be on my side than quality in that sense. So, but yeah, guys, just like I said, any other questions on fishing? Anybody have any questions about things? You guys sort of know how I fish, but definitely go back over to that live Sunday. It was pretty cool that I didn't catch nothing for like the first. And I'm going to tell you that too. You can scroll through the first half. You can watch the first half hour of it if you want. Watch the whole thing. I prefer, but if you want to go through and scroll through like the first 30 minutes of it and get up there, and then you'll see what I did. I changed. Mama P. Yep, that's right, Mama P. But you'll see like the first half hour, you'll see the wind and the whipping winds, and my shirt's flopping, and it's pretty bad. But I do want to give a big shout out to the DJI mics in that situation. You guys, if you don't have the DJI mics, I am a religious user of these things. When it's windy out and you just have a camera without a microphone on, that wind is you can almost not even hear and watch. Yeah, I am going to go for some smallies this weekend, fishing time, for sure. I'll be smallie fishing and largie fishing. And what I found out this Sunday is there's some fish in those pads right now. So, yeah, whatever, Mom. They're not that good. Quit blowing smoke up their butt. No, I'm just kidding. John and Lindy are great. They can fish. Yeah, and I enjoy going down there and hanging out with those guys. They're great people for sure. But yeah, John and Lindy are really good. But when you fish against good people, that's how you get better. So we'll see if John and Lindy want to pull the trigger one day and take the off the hook challenge. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to go for some smallies fishing time. I caught this weekend before I went live. I went out on the point, and it was so super windy. It was really windy. It was raining. I think it was thunder and lightning. I shouldn't even have been out on the water. I came in like an hour, but I caught 2 smallmouth. They were about 11 and 12 inches off of some of the points that I fished, and then I couldn't fish them anymore. It was just too windy. It was blowing my line. When you're finesse fishing like that, it just blows that Senko. I like to use a wacky style on those points. Now these baits here, you could fish the wind a little more with these because they're heavier baits. This is 2.5 ounces, or 2.7 ounces. So it's a bigger bait, which I could throw those windy points probably a little more with these. That's why I'm going to it. Like I said, to just try another technique and add to my arsenal. But yeah, the wacky style that I love to fish. My buddy don't use wacky style. My buddy Bob, he fishes a Texas style. He uses a worm hook on a Senko so he can pull it through those weeds. And to be honest with you, I don't want to say I fish him all the time, but I catch a lot of fish on the wacky style. I think at this last tournament we were fishing, I wanted him to fish that. He was fishing the Texas rig, but I was catching probably 3 to 1, 4 to 1 fish. Now, Chris, is there not, if there is not much grass? Yeah, if there's not much grass, the wacky style is awesome. I fish the edges and stuff with the wacky style. But going back to Chris's question, Ted, do you ever? I use jigs sometimes. I'm not a real big jig fisherman. I Texas rig a lot of stuff and pin my baits, beaver style baits and things when I'm flipping. But there is a new. It ain't new like this year, but there is that the weighted head. That's a swing head, and people are putting crawfish and beaver style baits on a swing weighted head. I'm going to get into that because you can drag that on these deeper points. Like where I'm going to be using these swim baits, I don't want to just be out on the points just doing this. So when I pick up a technique, I like to have another technique or two to fish those areas. So the weighted jig head, the swinging jig head is what I'm going to. And I think I'm going to start throwing bigger rubber worms as well. And I'm getting all this stuff from Milliken and from all those guys out there, Bass, Tactical Bassin, if anybody's ever watched them. Tactical Bassin, there's a place for a ribbon tail, there's a place for a straight tail, and there's a place for a shaky head. And they have some beefed up versions of these baits as well. It's just that I'm not sure what size to use on my lake. They have 12-inch, 13, 15-inch worms. And I don't know if I throw a 15-inch worm if I'm going to catch a bass on my lake. I mean, there's big bass in there, and they say you don't get as many bites, but the bites you're going to get on the big baits like that are going to be worth it. But here I use Arky jigs with a craw trailer in and around riprap. Okay, yeah, and there was a lot of crawfish up in my lake last year. I was catching smallmouth, and they were spitting up crayfish. I think I have a short video on it because I was matching them with the rage tail. Then I started making my own crawfish, and I make a perfect match now with the colors. But yeah, they were spitting up crawfish. I was putting them in the live well because what I do is I don't keep any of my fish. I do save them in the live well though. If it's really hot out, I try to take the picture and everything and throw them right back in. But if the conditions are right, I'll put them in my live well. I'll go back to the dock and I'll do social media posts. I'll do pictures. I call it social media day. Sometimes I don't even cut a video, and I'll just go out and call it a social media day. And I'll go out and just take pictures of everything and maybe do a couple of shorts, or I'll do some slow motion releases and stuff. And I have some stuff coming out that I have some slow motion releases from this past weekend of those 3-pounders and stuff. So that's all coming out too. It's just that I upload on YouTube and Facebook, and I don't like to overload it. So I try to spread it out a little bit. So I have a couple of regular still pictures that I put like the FishAngler, Fish Brain, Instagram, stuff like that, Camo Space. They have that new Threads posting now. I post a thread. So all the still pictures will go into there. I'll get the slow motion releases will be on my YouTube channel. So there's a lot, believe it or not. Hey, John, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in. There's a method behind my madness. I try to have certain things that I post. Now, if it's a bad day out and it's raining or something like that, I call that a social media day. Well, I'll go out, I'll catch fish in the rain. I'm not videoing because of my camera equipment. I don't want to damage anything, but I'll take pictures and I'll do them, the slow motion releases. And that's what I call a social media day for me. So in this past weekend was a little bit of both. I did a live and then I did a social media day. So that's what happened there this weekend. So when you see that stuff, usually it's because I didn't cut a video that weekend or something. But I like to do social media days every once in a while because I like to post content. So I like to grab content because Instagram has Reels. I do post the Reels on Instagram. Facebook has the Reels. I posted that too. I am monetized on Facebook as well. So if you haven't checked out any of my social media, check out FishAngler, Fish Brain. I have a free FishAngler invite link in my description as well. So, if you guys want to get into the apps and post pictures and things like that and check out new lakes and maps and things like that, go over to my free invite link on FishAngler and use that. and get on, post your stuff, and it can also help on FishAngler and FishBrain bring people to your YouTube channel. I've got a lot of people from FishBrain and FishAngler that have subbed to my channel from me posting on those platforms. So it does help. I am working with FishAngler for a YouTube section in FishAngler, and also I'm trying to get them to post the links and make it clickable. Like if you go to FishBrain, if I post my YouTube channel on there, it's in blue on FishBrain, and when you press that, you go right to my channel. FishAngler doesn't do that yet, and I'm working with them to try to get them to have clickable links. And when you get clickable links, you'll get more people from YouTube coming onto these apps to pull the people onto their channel. And that's what I try to explain to them, like that's what we need to do. So that's what we'll be doing soon here. So we'll see what happens. So, but yeah, Theo should be coming out any time here. So once he comes out, I'll probably end this. But I do appreciate each and every one of you coming in here tonight. It's very cool that you guys spend some time with me. I appreciate it. I love doing it. I love catching up with you guys, telling you everything that's going on with me and my channel and in my life. So you guys see that. But yeah, I'm excited about these swim baits, man. I'm really excited about those. So I wanted to share that with you. They just came in the mail today. So when I get them, it's like Christmas. Open it up, and then I want to share it with you guys. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, any other questions you guys have about fishing? I can talk about the color lines as well. That's another important factor in my fishing. I never did that before. When you go into Wilhelm, I pass Wilhelm every time I go to Edinburgh, John. Every time I go to Edinburgh, I pass over the bridge in 79 right over Lake Wilhelm. And I always look at the spot that I fish from that area. When he comes out, yeah. So, but yeah, I haven't fished Wilhelm. I fished a tournament I think 2 years ago, Wilhelm, and I fished back in the no wake area and the electric motor only area. We always take the trolling motor back there, and I fish all those. I lost a rod back there once muskie fishing. I had a shiner on, and it ripped it right out of my boat. Not my boat, but out of my uncle's canoe. I want to use your Razor Cross brown or brown pink. Yeah, brown or pumpkin green. I'll have to make some packs up for us for this weekend when I have time to do that. Maybe tomorrow. Is that your favorite lake, John? Well, maybe we can meet up on there one day and go fishing together. I know I have my motor's not 20 horsepower, so we'd have to do the trolling motor on that lake. So we'd have to put in close to somewhere we want to fish. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that for sure. So I just hope Theo knows that I'm parked up here, so he walks up this way. But he should. Smart kid, sometimes. So, but yeah, let's talk about real quick here the color lines in the lake. My lake is a recreational destination area, so there's people that go out there with jet skis, they go with tubes, they water ski on the lake. The people that are really into the stuff usually get out early in the morning when nobody's out there, and they ski. Well, they create some wake. They create the bank, the waves against the bank. When there's a lot of people out there, like in the evenings, it's mostly because during the day, all day, the people are out there riding jet skis, tubing, and things like that. You'll get a color line around the lake, and that's from the boats and everything crashing, the waves crashing into the shore. It creates a brown color line, anywhere from 10 yards to 50 yards out in the lake. And so that color line, if you move out away from that bank and fish that color line like you're fishing a weed line, you can catch some fish because those fish will sit in the darker water, in that brown water, looking out into the clear water for stuff swimming over them. And that's where they ambush. And they'll use that color line just like a weed line. And I've learned that over the years. There'll be like that brown line, then it'll be green, and then there'll be like a gray. The gray being deeper water, the green being a clear, shallow water. And you could fish that brown to green or the green to gray color lines, and you can catch fish out of there. All right, Phil. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, Phil. Phil has a great channel too. He's always doing farm work and tractors and Kubota work. I'm into the Kubota stuff because we have one down our farm that we have. So I'm always watching Phil's videos too. My dad's asking John how he's doing. But yeah, the color lines are very important. You'd be surprised at the fish you can pull out of color lines. Browns, greens, and grays. And just anchor your boat out that way at that color line. Throw into the brown, pull it into the gray or into the green, or get on that color line and throw horizontal up the color lines and fish it just like a weed line. Just the same exact way. You can throw a shaky head, you can throw a rubber worm, you can Texas style, Carolina rig. There's a bunch of different things you can do out on that color line. Hey, Two Stands, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. I watched your catfish thing this weekend. That was pretty cool. I just said what's up and I watched it. I was kind of quiet. I really don't comment on the catfishing too much because I don't know much about the catfishing, but I do watch it to learn for sure. Thank you for coming in. Another great channel right there, guys. Two Stands Fishing. If you guys haven't picked him up, make sure you go over and there you go. There's John sharing his link out. Thanks, John. But yeah, go over and check out Two Stands. They're always doing stuff, and the catfish community is a great community to be in. There's some people in the bass community that go into the catfish community, and they welcome us in with open arms. The catfish community is definitely a special little community there. Well, they're not little; they're a pretty big community. But I always wanted to get into catfishing, Stan. I always did want to do it. My lake, I don't have any. I don't think big catfish. They have more carp than catfish. We have the yellow bullheads and things up there, and I don't believe they get too big. I'm sure. Yeah, they're clickable, John. They're blue. You can click on them. Hey, there's Jody, another great fishing channel, catfishing channel, for sure. But yeah, the rivers down here, yeah, you can do that for sure. I have the Mon, the Allegheny, the York, the Ohio. I have all those. Got Mom a Zebco for the weekend. That's cool. Maybe we can do a mother, father, son fishing live or something. But yeah, the catfishing, I used to catfish and I would use bacon. And I guess the catfish community here hears bacon and they're like, no, don't use bacon. But I used to use bacon down at the Gateway Clipper on the Mon River down there. We would throw bacon against the pilings, the boat pilings, and we would catch channel cats all the time. And that was fun when I was little growing up. We did that a lot. But I guess bacon, people don't like to use bacon. It runs into the Allegheny. That's cool. Yeah, up in my lake, the yellow bullheads. I don't know how big those catfish get. I'd have. I think one day I might just get a hold of somebody like Jody or Stan or something, and just pick their brain, or even maybe if they invite me up on a live one day, come up to be a guest. Yeah, for sure, Stan. You know what I would like to do, Stan, with you guys? I would love to do a collab, bass and catfishing, and sort of bring the communities together a little bit more. I always wanted to do that, and I always wanted to ask somebody, but you and Jody would be the perfect channels to do that. Um, that would be pretty cool. And small water, you would be in on that too, because I know you're a part of the catfish community. But I would like to come up on one of your channels just to ask questions and learn. Because, like I said, I love learning. I'm always learning off of people, and I hope people learn off of me as well. But I would love to come up on one of your channels and just pick your brains at the catfishing world and just ask you some things and maybe even go out. Yeah, you only joke because you want to eat the bacon yourselves, for sure. For sure. Small water catches catfish too. Yeah, maybe we'll do a live catfishing, night fishing up at the lake this next 2 weeks here. Maybe we'll go down. I'll grab some bacon. We'll go down, and that's how I learned to fish for catfish was bacon. We always used the chicken livers and things like that. Now, the carp fishing up in my lake, they have these big buffalo carp, and my best friend Bob, his son it was like a science project, man. Like it was like some science to this. Yeah, let's do it, Stan, for sure. Let's why don't we do this? Let's talk to Jody, let's talk to you, Smallwater, John, and myself, and we'll get something together for sure. Yeah, bacon. Then they will run you off, Ted. Yeah, they will. And I want to learn some of the etiquette with with the catfishing community as well. I want to learn what not to say, what to do, what not to do, things like that. But that would be fun, Stan. We got to get together. Let's do that for sure this year. Let's get John involved, and me, you, and whoever you think. Jody, she wants to be involved in it, and let's get up on a live together, and let's just do it. And then let's plan something to even fish together. We could even do, well, I guess we couldn't really do the weight. We could do the numbers part. We could even do like a little bass against catfish little thing eventually. There's so many opportunities that we could do. So many things we could do together. And I think that would be great to bring the communities together. They're gonna say you catch bait over and over and over. Did I say it a lot? Yes. Yeah, I've seen that for sure. Stan dedicated a 60 pounder to small water. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I remember that. Yeah, we can do that for sure. But that would be a cool thing, Stan. Let's definitely. I'm gonna mark it on my calendar. Let's talk. I'll go to your. Do you have your email, Stan, in your descriptions? I'll email you so you have mine, or you can get my email, and we'll talk and we'll get it. I'm sure John has your information as well. But let's talk behind the scenes about something, and then let's just do it, man. I think that would be fun. That would be really fun. Be a great learning experience for myself, and maybe I could teach a few of the cat fishermen something about bass, and I can learn something about catfish, and I think that would be great. And John would be a great guy to have involved in that as well. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool for sure. So, but all right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna end this. But I'm really excited about that catfish thing, Sam. So let's definitely do it. I will try to email you tonight and give you my information, and let's talk about it. Let's get us up on a live together. John has my number. Awesome. That's cool. I'll get it off of John, and I'll give you a call or I'll text you or something, and then we will schedule something in the near future here for sure. Hey, Living for Jesus, thank you. If you want to go back to the live Living for Jesus and take a look at it, I showed some of my baits and everything. So, but yeah, I'm going to get out of here because I don't know if Theo's sitting down there waiting for me or not. So, thank you all for coming in tonight. I really appreciate you spending your evening with me. Uh, I always enjoy doing this. So thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Share us out. Put that notifications bell on to all so you can be notified when we upload new content, do giveaways, and things like that. So check us out. Like I always say, take a kid fishing or hunting. We want to preserve our sport and pass it on to future generations. And we will see you.